Another Colorado Buffalo left yesterday. Cormani McClain, a 5-star cornerback, played a year now at Colorado. He's in the portal. I think he's from the state of Florida.
He's from Lakeland, and he was the number 14th prospect coming out
overall.
on ESPN's 300
overall.
And everybody thought that this was going to be maybe the best pair of freshman cornerbacks ever. When you line Travis Hunter on one side and you had Cormani McClain on the other side, but McClain kind of struggled. But this is obviously a talented guy,
right? So. You could see him at an SEC footprint or a Miami and Florida State coming up pretty soon. We'll see where he ends up going. So that's another big portal story for Colorado. And then there's this last night on social media, Instagram, I believe it was, Shedeur Sanders. Oh, this was Shilo Sanders, who went on and says this is basically he was saying in his post, "We're not last chance you." That's what he wrote. We're not last chance you. You gotta have game to come here. But defense transfers, DM me. Offense transfers, DM Shedeur Sanders. And they're getting the family together trying to recruit players. Players recruiting players here. LT?
Boy, I will tell you, this seems like last chance you, where you get a collection of really good players, but you have no team chemistry at all. You have no team buy-in. This is absolute Bush League. DM me defensive players.
If I'm a Colorado fan, and there's a handful of those, I guess, but if I'm a passionate Colorado fan, I look at that and say, what the hell are my coaches doing?
Yeah. Well, he said he wasn't recruiting. He didn't want to upset another high school coach.
I mean, what are my coaches doing if two of my prominent players are out saying, hey, if you're interested, DM me. If you're to the point where you're having to DM another player that you want to go, like I'm in the portal, or I'm about to be in the portal, and that Colorado coaching staff has already not made contact. I mean, that's a huge problem.
Can you imagine how many people are going to DM? It's like if you have a job search and you want to really narrow it down, but you throw out a job opening and you have 1,000 people that you've got to sift through their resumes. I mean, he's going to get overload, is he not?
Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah. I mean, how many DMs do you think they got today from every high school kid and college kid and middle school kid? I mean, obviously their DMs are open. But let's say the portal, the first part, I can't remember, it opens right after the conference.
Early December.
Let's say it's December 8th, just for a day. If the portal opens December 8th, when do you think an interest for Ohio State or Alabama or Georgia has been in touch with those kids that are going to be in?
Before that date.
Sometime probably in November or October. Yeah.
In the gray area of before that date.
So this opened on, the 15th, and we're on the 17th when you're sending that. If they haven't been contacted yet, you're so far behind.
I'm telling you, I won an 11 yesterday, and some people scoffed at that.
I scoffed at it, Lance.
Watch out.
You're about to win me back.
I would tell you, though, I don't think it's unusual for players to be recruiting players.
No, not
but that's embarrassing. That's a yard sale right there.
But I'm saying if you're just now in contact with a kid in the portal, what kind of player is that?
Yeah. Like, I mean,
that's my point.
We all assume, right, that Alabama players recruited Caden Proctor back to Alabama, right? They talked to him on that spring break trip, and they were like, dude, it's still good. We're still Alabama, and we're having more fun now.
So let me ask you this: Nick Saban's still around?
He is. I saw him.
Yeah.
He's not dead.
He's real.
Let's just say that Jalen Milroe sent out DMs are open, offensive players, defensive players.
Defensive players hit.
No, if he sent out, he's like
Malachi Moore.
Hey, wide receiver guys, my DMs are open. We need some.
Yeah.
That'd be like.
I'd be like.
I think he loses his social media privileges forever.
I think so, and Saban's head explodes, and Kalen DeBoer's would too. I mean, and Hugh Freeze's would too. I mean, I'm like.
All right, Deion might have told them to do this. Hey, look,
he could have.
Man, I'm gonna be taking a nap. I'm gonna watch some Netflix. You guys shoot something out on your social media. Let me know what you can rustle up.
It gives the image of a terribly disorganized program. Like, these big programs, Ohio State, Alabama, Georgia, they've got GAs that are watching. So you tell the story. Now, this is basketball, but I think it shows you how a big program operates. The story of the kid's dad you talked to in L.A., the kid that's transferring in or wanted to transfer in.
Oh, yeah.
What was that story? It was the Alabama basketball team.
It was the kid from Pepperdine. The kid from Pepperdine. His dad was talking to some Bama boosters, in the lobby, and he was like, what blew us away is the Alabama coaches in our meeting with them had broken down every possession of his college career, and they had it on a breakout sheet for us on how it would transfer over into Alabama's offense and what my son's numbers would look like playing for Alabama as opposed to playing again for Pepperdine.
Wait, you don't think Deion and his staff are that detailed?
But I tell you who is, Ryan Day and his staff. I guarantee you Ryan Day and his staff had something like that for Caleb Downs. And I guarantee you Kirby and his staff for anybody they want, and DeBoer and his staff, and Freeze and his staff. All those people do. And here's the other side of it where, hey, if you're interested, DM me. Well, if I'm a good enough player to make a difference, where are you going to go? You're going to go to the place where I had to DM the wide receiver?
No.
Are you going to go to the place where the coach came to me and said, here's my plan for you?
Yeah,
because I have watched every snap you have taken at North Texas or at TCU or wherever you're transferring from, and here's how you fit in our system.
Well, let's just imagine they got 10 quality guys in DMs today, and they end up going to Colorado. I mean, how's that going to play out as far as like team chemistry?
Yeah. By the way, they can't practice again until a month before the opening game.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, not only is it bad, look, it concerns me if I'm a Colorado fan that's where we are. Like, I don't think Ryan Day. I'll get away from the SEC. I don't think Ryan Day needs any player. I'm at a loss for words here. Any player.
It was a very Jim Dunaway-esque pause.
It was. I'm trying to think of the word I want to use.
Draws me back in every time.
I'm trying to think of the word I want to use. Any player cultivating his transfer portal class. Ryan Day doesn't need that. You know, he's got an army of analysts doing that for him. When the portal opened and they could legally contact, Ryan Day already knew everybody he wanted to contact. Everybody. And had a plan for them. I can't believe that Colorado's.
Yeah, and I'll stick by it. First bold prediction of the year. Not only Colorado 1-11, Vanderbilt more wins than Colorado.